clearly know that the makeup of our patients, using multiple metrics, race being one of them, is not represented even in the physician base.
Right.
We know that the physician base demographics are not represented in the leadership base.
Yes.
So we've got to start potentially very junior at how do we get more folks who are traditionally underrepresented into medical school?
Yep.
And then once we get them into medical school, how are they successful in medical school?
Yeah.
And then into our profession, and then into our society.
Yeah.
Where do folks like us, other folks who are sort of really high up in leadership, where do we start in this project?
This will sound far-fetched to some folks, but honest to goodness, we traditionally recruit fellows in residency, right? Wow, he chose a really easy one.
If you, the skill is to know which ones are easy, and you hadn't found that one, so don't blame me. Don't blame the player, blame the game.
Don't hate the player. We of course, I was a program director for 10 years, so you focus on residency programs, maybe medical students to get some interest, but as you mentioned, the pipeline is different and it's not as diverse. There's a lot of data and literature that shows to really affect change, particularly when you're looking at persons of color and wanting them to go into science-based careers, you have to start even earlier. Like kids are watching in middle school, junior high, and saying, I want to be a football player, I want to be a basketball player, which is great because they can do that, but they're doing that to the exclusion of STEM fields, particularly medicine. And so they may not have seen anyone that looked like them. I didn't meet my first African-American doctor until I was a medical student.
That's amazing.
So I never knew one. Never throughout high school, college, got to med school, first time I ever met one. So then you look at them, I knew I wanted to be a doctor clearly by that time, but when you look at them, you go, oh wow, I could do this. Because initially when I went to med school, I thought I'm just gonna do primary care. I don't know if I can be a specialist. It's great that I got in here. And then I realized, wow, I can do these things when there was encouragement from some folks that look like me. So I think we have to be a little innovative, like one of our themes, innovation, and say, what can we do to contribute to those streams? So, doing some mentoring in some under-resourced schools, like middle school, high schools. Yeah. High schools even would be a great place, just so they see folks. And it doesn't have to be, representation matters, but if they saw a doctor like you come to the school to volunteer in their school, maybe you don't look like a bunch of those students, but you took the time. Yeah. And they say, here's somebody that took the time to come in and tell us about his profession and encourage us to consider this. It makes a difference.
That's a great point.